Hello everyone and welcome back to Timberborn. This is episode 20 of the Road to 1000 Beavers. It's been a few episodes since I uploaded a video. This summer has gotten really busy. My wife and I are in the process of buying a house, and so that has been eating up a lot of time. Plus I've been going on some trips to see friends and family, so I thank you guys for your patience in the lack of uploads. But today's video is going to be something a little bit special. We're going to have a slightly longer episode, since in today's episode we are going to be reaching 500 beavers. And one of the things that we're going to be doing is making a 4th district. Up here is the location where I want to place that district. We've been setting this area up for quite a while, but we haven't really needed to use it yet since we have our 3rd district over here, which we did name in one of the recent episodes. This is Twigtop Ridge, and overall the beavers of this district are doing pretty good. We have some bread and potatoes. In fact, these are both completely maxed out. And then these guys are harvesting some of the mines. They're harvesting some of the scrap metal from the mines. And I believe this is currently our only scrap metal production other than some ruins. We do have some right here, but I don't think we have any of the other mines being utilized at the moment. This is one that we do want to utilize in the future. Oh wait, actually I think we do have one more all the way over here. So we have some bots in our 2nd district. This is the district of Beaverland Hills, and these guys are actually maxed out on scrap metal, as you can see. So let's see if we have enough storage. It looks like we can hold just over 1,000 scrap metal, so we're not doing too shabby overall. I would reduce how many bots we have in here, but we actually have an unemployed bot, so there's no need to lower the amount of workers in here for now. And we just got out of a drought, I believe, so we are on cycle 26, day 2. And so the water has returned. It is slowly starting to fill this area up. We also expanded our reservoir in the last episode. I think that it is okay if we remove these levees right here. So I'm going to get rid of these two for now. I don't think that it'd be bad if we did that. If it does end up flooding something, then I can always install a couple more. But we do have a couple of the large water pumps set up right now. I think that we actually can't quite go all the way to the bottom. So removing some of these dirt blocks was not entirely necessary, but overall this will give us some more water pumping capacity during a drought or bad tide, assuming that these two can fill this whole area up. And then of course we have our mega reservoir, and this has been doing pretty well. It looks like it is about halfway drained, so the water is starting to fill it back up once again. And I think that I have a bunch of dynamite spread throughout the colony, just trying to clean up some of the dirt blocks around here. We also have some over near our mega farm. Looks like this guy's getting water delivered to him since he's actually not going anywhere. We'll have to keep an eye on this irrigation zone since the bot working in here is dumping water. And then if we take a look below, then we can see how the tunnel system works. It goes down, feeds into some of these 3x3 grids, and then goes around and then up into this one over here. And that should be irrigating all the trees, but clearly we're a little bit short at the moment. As soon as it fills this up, I think that we should have all these trees irrigated, but I'll keep an eye on that throughout the episode. If we need to expand this a little bit, then that shouldn't be too big of a problem. One thing that I did want to do is connect this power system to some of the production facilities over here. We have a bunch of lumber mills, so we have plenty of treated planks in this district. Or sorry, regular planks, not treated planks. And so we'll need to figure out what other things we want to produce in this district. So maybe getting a few smelters placed down would be a good idea. We'll start with, well actually we don't want to start on this end, because if we start over here, then we'll have to have some of these power shafts extend all the way over here. Really we want to have the production facility start closer to this area. That way we can tie in some of these power shafts much easier. Although I think that we'll need to get rid of some of these dirt blocks so that we can have the power shafts go up. So let's start that off right now. I think we'll just need to go 2 down. Double dynamite, we can place that down, and we'll prioritize it. Although we might actually not have that many buildings that are being constructed. Looks like we have, oh yeah, I was going to make some pools over here. Do I have an area for dumping water? I think that'll be right here. We currently have the stairs that allow them to go down to construct everything. Looks like they can't reach it. Oh, we need to connect the path in. Now they should be able to reach all this. Okay, they still can't reach it. I think it's because we need to actually construct these wooden stairs first. And then going back to the 4th district area, this is where we're going to have it placed down. I haven't really thought this one through, so I'm going to take a little bit of time to figure out what we want here. At the very least, we do want to get a district center placed down. We can utilize the beavers of the 1st district to construct some of these platforms. And then once they've done that, we can get a district crossing set up over here. Then we'll connect it in. And we'll probably utilize the beavers of this 1st district to make some of the storages for them as well. In fact, we can do something like this. Let's see what foods we should place in here. Looks like over here we are still maxed out on potatoes. Bread we're doing really good on, so let's have both of those be the contents of these large warehouses. Bread and potatoes coming right up. And then we also need to have some water storage for them. We can place these right on top. And then soon they will hopefully be filling some of this up. We do need to get the district crossing placed down. And we can set this to be right here. And right now we have a lot of unemployed beavers. Let's take a look at our original district. The district of Bavaria. See how many beavers they have over here. Looks like there are 16 in total. And 37 overall. So in Beaverland Hills there's 21 unemployed beavers. We can transfer probably 10 of each to this district. So looking at the 4th district, going to the district of Bavaria, we'll have it go the other way. We'll have 10 beavers sent from Bavaria to District 4. And then if you go to Beaverland Hills, we'll do the same over there. We'll transfer, whoops, I didn't want to send 10 over. We'll send 10 back. We'll send 1 baby beaver from each of those districts to District 4 as well. I think that the 3rd district, Twigtop Ridge, they're doing okay. Let's see how many beavers they have. Actually, they are just a little bit short on workers, so we'll leave these guys alone for a while. Although we do need to get some houses set up for this district. In fact, we might want to move this district crossing down the road, but for now we can max that out. These guys still have some unemployed workers. We'll bump that all the way up. And as you can see, we have lots of beavers standing around. They don't have any goods at the moment, but they should be getting stuff brought over. Why are they bringing them all these extra things? We have cattail crackers and grilled spatterdock, bread. Well, bread we want to have. Biofuel, I don't know why they have all that stuff. They can't store any of it. We can get some fun stuff set up for them. Let's figure out the best things to set up over here. I think housing is pretty important. We'll have both of those set up. We do need some more storages. And they did switch it so that the piles do not need to be ground only. Thank goodness. I'm pretty sure that was a while ago, but nonetheless we'll want to get some of these placed down. Just want to figure out the best spot to place them. We do initially have everything set up here. We'll probably want to get some storage utilized on the back side. Overall, we have a zillion planks, so we should probably cover this area with planks, make it usable space, get some storage set up here. And it looks like you can have overhangs go over top these sluices, since the teeth are just barely below that. So that is excellent news. We'll be able to go around these irrigation barriers. And then we are going to want to utilize the zip lines that we have in this district. We'll probably want to set some more up over here. The higher up we can place them, the better. And for this district, I want to keep stuff looking symmetrical. It's a little bit more aesthetic. So now that we've been building a lot of stuff over here, we do need to get some more storage set up, which is why I built this stuff in the first place. So let's look at getting some of these large piles placed down. We can start by placing 3 of those right here. And then I want to get a zipline set up so we can access this area pretty easily. It looks like we should be able to connect in no problem, not too steep. If we wanted to go to one of these directly, it would not work since we have some of these buildings in the way. And then we need to set all of these, or at least some of these to wood. We'll have wood, planks, and then what do we want for the third thing? I think metal blocks make sense. We have some unemployed beavers and then also some homeless beavers. We got to get some more houses set up as well. We'll get some of these triple lodges since those hold 9 beavers each. You know, we can actually squeeze in some of these double lodges instead. And then I can fit another one of the single lodges on top. And then we can get a cheeky little path set up right here. And we'll be able to connect all of these in. And then we can do the same over here. So that'll be adding, where is it? 3 plus 6, so 9 for each side. And then we'll have some more room to get even more houses on top. And then on top of those houses, we can get some of these well-being items. Specifically, I was thinking the rooftop terraces, since those need to be placed on top of something. Oh, we do also need to connect in the path. And so now the beavers should be able to utilize the zip line exactly like this guy is right here. Overall, these guys don't have a whole lot they can do. They're really just building their own district. Well, they're not even building their own. They're just building the district with the help of these other beavers. I should probably move this over here, and then we can have the beavers start working on chopping down some trees, since there's plenty of stuff for them to do, but we just need to give them the means to do that. So let's expand where we want to have the district crossing. We'll have that right here. So once they construct these, then we can shift this over to here. They have some water. We can probably get some water pumps. And then if we want to check on the depth of the water pump, since my thought was to go down in between here, if we have it level with these overhangs right here, we just need to make sure it can go far enough down. The large water pump has a max depth of 4, and then, oh, it does not fit right here. We'll have to move this one more over. We'll place down some doubles instead, and then have some overhangs over here. And then now I think we should be able to fit this perfectly. And then we'll have 3 beavers working in here, help fill up some of our water stores, since we still have 6 unemployed beavers overall. We have 495 occupied beds, with 8 of them being unoccupied. So we should be hitting 500 beavers this episode, no problem. And the beavers finished placing down these platforms. So let's remove the paths right here. And so now everything's cut off. We can remove this as well. And then we'll start connecting stuff back in. And then let's take a look at this district. Now we have 12 unoccupied beavers. How did that number go up? Oh, it's because we got rid of the district crossing. Now we're down to 3 unemployed beavers. That makes sense. So we had a few jobs that the beavers are now going to be occupying over here. They're going to be doing some work chopping down these trees. They have some storage that they can use. This is probably going to fill up pretty quickly. I think it's worth getting a larger storage set up. Thankfully, we have some space over here that we can utilize. Let's get this place right here. We don't have any gear storage currently, so we'll need to make sure we have some gear storage. We can get some small warehouses set up first. Gears will be one of them. Dynamite should be another. This can be switched to dirt. I think dirt. Maybe we should do treated planks instead. And then we have all of these zip lines up here. We have the zip lines from the other districts, but we cannot connect them indirectly. So maybe I should add some zip lines getting down here to make it a little bit easier. Now can this one connect directly? Can. You would think that this one would be too steep if I can take a look at it, but I guess that's not too bad. Can we see what the angle is? If I remove that, add connection, 26 degrees out of 50, 30 degrees out of 50. We'll stick with this one on the end. That way we can utilize this one to go in this direction if needed. This one will probably go here and then maybe over here if we need to. But the big thing is that we have some options. And just a little life update for you guys. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, my wife and I are currently closing on a house. As of recording this video, I'm about a week out from signing all the paperwork, doing all the fun stuff to get a house. And then over the course of the next couple months, my wife and I are going to be fixing it up and then moving in. I'm going to try my best to upload videos every week. If I don't do that, you guys hopefully understand why. But once we get settled in, I do want to continue to upload videos. Working on these series for YouTube have been very fun. I love the challenge. This one has been fantastic. Road to 1,000 Beavers. It's taken a bit longer than I thought, But I've also started another series, the Haunted Hollow series, which is going fantastic. I am very much looking forward to this fall and winter when I can hopefully upload even more videos. Once per week is okay, but I really would like to do 2 times per week. And so let's take a quick look at some of the other districts, have a little bit of a check and see how they're doing. I do have this 3x3 grid that I clearly want to be set up for planting some more trees. If I can place down some impermeable floors, then we can get a fluid dump set up over here and we can have some more trees planted. I'll get the fluid dump and also the forester set up. And then I think they should be able to reach this over here since we have all these platforms placed down. And then let's have some trees planted. We're going to actually switch to something a little different. We'll get some chestnuts placed down. And then I'll want to get some of the harvesters. What am I thinking? The gatherer flags. I want to place down at least a few of those. And thankfully we still have some unemployed beavers in this district. So they should be able to hop in there pretty quickly. Oh, looks like there's a little bit of flooding. I have no idea why. We're on day 11. I don't know why there's still flooding at this point. It might be because I have the floodgates directly against the side. I think that I've heard from some of you guys in episodes a long time ago, if you have stuff directly against the side of the map, that sometimes the water physics is a little funky. But I kind of forgot about that. Hopefully that's not the case, but it does look like there is some flooding that's happening, and then it basically purges some of the water and then it starts to back up, and then there's probably some sort of wave that just pushes everything through. We'll leave that there for now. Looks like the beavers are working on planting some trees, and then we have some gather flags set up as well. And then taking a look at our second district, looks like we have some water spilling over here. Is it going underneath it all? That's the real question. So far there is no flooding, which is good news. And the water is spilling into here. We haven't quite been able to pump any of the water out, it looks like. There is still water flowing directly into here since this guy is pumping away. And we are on day 12, so we have probably at least 4 days of more water being pumped into here would be my guess. Sometimes the wet seasons can go 15 to 18 days before a drought or a bad tide hits. Hopefully we can get a few more days, get a little bit more water saved up in here. Looks like we are not actually doing as good on water as I was hoping. It would be nice to fill this up a little bit quicker, but I don't really know if there's much we can do. Ooh, our water pumping capacity is actually not doing great. We're only at 62% efficient. We'll see if we can fit a couple more in though. I think that would be ideal. Looks like they should be able to reach these two. Plus they can reach these levees. And then I'll place down some power shafts over here once they've constructed all this. That should add a little bit of power to the system. And I can always add some more levees on the backside and then add in a couple more of these water wheels if needed. What the heck, now we're running at full capacity. So I guess just the ebb and flows of the water coming through here. Either way, having these 2 additional water wheels should help provide more stable power, even if we're providing excess. We could also get a gravity battery in here. It might be a little bit of an overkill if we did that. And our second district doing pretty good overall. We have a lot of unemployed beavers. We don't really have a lot for them to do. We do have some of these jobs that are paused, but they are currently maxed out on gears, and then I think they're also maxed out on planks as well. So it may be worth unpausing these water pumps for now. Have them pump a little bit of extra water since they have been going through it pretty quickly. And then it looks like this guy has not been able to keep up, even though we have this prioritized by haulers, plus we have a bot in here. I think we just need to get another water dump over here. So let's add in one more. And then we'll also have that, well, actually, do we need that set to bots? Let's take a look. We have 20 unemployed beavers, no unemployed bots. So we can just leave that. Once they construct it, we can have it set to be prioritized by haulers. And then I think that should help out a bit. And then taking a look at our third district, I placed this down at the very beginning. Did not detonate it. We've been focusing on the other districts. Oh, and I removed another piece of the dirt block since it was connected to just this side, I guess. So we can get in some more vertical power shafts. In fact, I'll need to place down another piece of dynamite because we can't have anything on top of here. Otherwise, these stairs will lead to nothing. We'll have another power shaft over here. Then we can start connecting in some of the smelters that we want. We can prematurely place down one over here. And we'll place one right here once we have the power shafts connected in. But as you can see, this whole system, we're getting 10,000 power. We only need 1900. But that goes all the way back to this system over here. And then we have a million gravity batteries that are going to help power us during a drought or a bad tide. Well, primarily a drought, since we'll still have water, or bad water, I should say, flowing through here during a bad tide. And we also have the water wheels underneath here. I have not paid attention to the system in quite a while, I feel like. But overall, our production has been fairly strong. We have not been running out of materials or goods that we need to produce, which has been fantastic. Water and food overall is in a great spot. We have just under 8,000. Then we have 17,000 food, 8.5 thousand wood. And it seems like we are still hanging on with 8 free beds. We don't have 500 beavers quite yet. So we should probably make some more houses somewhere. This third district is, I think, the best candidate since we have some more jobs that we actually need to fill. Or we at least don't have a lot of jobless beavers. So this will be a good one. Plus we're going to be making some more of these buildings over here. And then we'll need to have more beavers to fill those positions. We can also unpause some of these. And then we also need to replace these stairs with a fluid dump. And we'll probably actually need to move this platform over one. And then we can place a fluid dump down. Oh yeah, I was working on getting a shortcut set up. Looks like this cannot reach right here. We are way too far away. So we need to place, it looks like, probably 2 more of these in between. We can remove these stairs right here. If we get another zip line, pylon, then we'll place one down here. We just need to make sure it can connect to both of these. This one looks good, but unfortunately we'll need to make several sets of stairs to get up here. And once they do that, we can connect these in, and that should cut down on the delivery route over here a little bit. And we also just saw that there is a drought approaching, 2.9 days. We're going to be a bit short on power. I have just been kicking the can down the road of solving the power issue over here. We have these gravity batteries, but they do not charge up. We have a bunch of water wheels, but less and less water makes it through here since we are collecting the water via some of these pumps, like this one up here, which is working full time now. We have about half of the water stored up, but then we also have water going out into this system, and then we're not actually harvesting a lot of the water that goes through here in terms of power, so that is a little bit inefficient. And so we do have these windmills. We might need to get some more of those set up. In fact, while we have the resources, we might as well do that now. We can place 3 more of those down. Can we place more? Oh yeah. Let's see, if we remove that path, then we should be able to place 6 more down. And then as long as we have the paths set up correctly, they should be able to reach all of those. That will be fantastic. Hopefully that'll help our power situation just a little bit, because we have only charged this up about 1/3 of what we need it to be charged to. So that is no bueno. Although we do want to start pausing some jobs, like this one where we have beavers sitting around. Let's start looking at some other positions. Oh my goodness, we have so many of these explosive bots not doing anything. Punch cards. Are we maxed out on punch cards? Oh, we don't have any storage at all. Let's change that. All of our storage over here is underground. Let's see if we have some more space. Oh, looks like I was in the process of expanding this. So we can remove that. I think that should be fine. And then we just need to place down another one of these large warehouses. And we just need to make sure this is set to punch cards so we can store more than 77. And then that guy can be working full time. We are currently maxed out on dirt. We can pause one of these dirt excavators. Help save on a little bit of power. Then we can start looking at the beavers' well-being. Overall we're at 39. But let's go district to district and see. They're at 48 in Bavaria, so they are clearly very far ahead. We're at 34 in Beaverland Hills. And then let's see. The 4th district, we're going to be pretty low. We're at 14. That's not great. We'll need to get some fun stuff set up for them. We have some space down below. And then I have saved some over here as well. But before we work on that, let's check out the 3rd district. Twigtop Ridge. They're actually at 33, which is pretty darn good. I think that I set up some monuments. We have... Is it just 2 farmer monuments? It looks like it. We do have some fun stuff. We have a few Lidos. I think they are just now not flooded, so hopefully they will utilize that tonight. The dance halls are being utilized in the evenings very clearly. Oh my gosh. How many visitors is that? Looks like they can hold 20 at a time. That is a lot of beavers. We do have 125 beavers in this district, but we are close to 500 beavers. I never actually ended up installing some more houses. So let's put a few more down over here right after we get this smelter placed down. And there are so many things that I'm focusing on. I need to not lose track of everything. Oh, we do need to have that, wait, what the heck? Uh-oh, he's stranded. Let's remove this, I guess. He was just inside the building. I didn't even know that was possible. Let's just start placing down dirt blocks. Now once they place all those, we can place this last one down. And then we have the path connected, and this will have power. Once they place all the dirt blocks down, we can place down the last one and then place down another smelter. And now let's get some houses placed down. A couple triple houses should be plenty. We just need to make sure we can actually get to them. And then going back to our 4th district, which we will need to name that. So you guys got to leave comments. You guys know the drill. Leave a comment for this 4th district. Let's think of something interesting. We had a lot of great names for the last district. Twigtop Ridge was a tough decision, but that was my favorite. So let's leave some more names for this one. We can plop down a couple of the contemplation spots. Let's see if there's anything we want to place down here. I believe this space, it used to be that it would basically get inundated with the bad tide. I think now it's not quite as susceptible since we have some of these irrigation barriers, but it's also a good spot to place down some of the campfires. We do need to get some dirt storage so we can complete this path over here. In fact, we can get a couple of these small piles set up. Have one set to dirt, and then we'll have another set to scrap metal. And then we can almost fit an agora. We might need to remove a few of these trees. And then this requires extract. We don't have any of that in this district at the moment. We'll just place down some more small storages over here. And we do need to get some haulers in this district. So let's place that down real quick. We'll slow that down to 1x speed. District management, we have the hauling post. We can squeeze one in right here. And then they will be able to deliver the extract to the agora. As the sun sets on day 17 of cycle 26, that is where we're going to end today's episode. We have made a lot of progress with this 4th district. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. There's much more to come in this series. We are at 498 occupied beds with 23 unoccupied beds, and we have 14 babies. Hopefully tonight we'll have some more beavers be born, and then we'll reach that 500 mark. So we will fast forward ahead just a little bit. I want to make sure we reach that 500 mark by the end of today's episode, and it is coming down to the wire. And as the beavers are getting ready to turn in, see if there are any more beavers being born. We are at 500, oh my goodness, 508, 9, 10. We surpassed the 500 mark, which is fantastic. So we're officially halfway to 1,000 beavers. We'll see how long it takes us to reach the 1,000 threshold. Let me know in the comments below the name for the 4th district and how long you think it's going to take. And with that, we will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.